The bells of Madrid rang in perfect harmony, filling the air with a sound both ancient and eternal. The cathedral glowed with golden light as Princess Leonor of Spain walked slowly down the aisle, her gown a breathtaking creation of lace and silk, every step measured, every breath steady. Guests held back tears as the future Queen of Spain approached her groom. It was the culmination of years of anticipation, a royal wedding that was meant to symbolize the strength of Spain's monarchy, its stability, and its future. Everything was perfect, until it wasn't. Just as the vows were about to be exchanged, something unusual happened. A rustle among the front rows. An aide quickly whispered into the ear of the master of ceremonies, who suddenly froze. The music, which had been softly playing in the background, stopped mid-note. For a moment, no one knew whether this was part of the ceremony or a grave mistake. The cameras caught Leonor's face, calm but questioning, her blue eyes searching for answers. What could possibly interrupt a royal wedding at such a sacred moment? Palace officials moved discreetly, almost imperceptibly, toward the side entrance of the cathedral. Guests shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Queen Letizia leaned toward King Felipe, her expression tense. The groom turned his head slightly, then looked back at Leonor as if to reassure her. And then, the archbishop took an unexpected pause. He lowered his voice and spoke briefly to a courtier who had hurried to his side. Whatever was said made the archbishop's eyes widen. He nodded, then turned back to the altar, his face grave. In that silence, the world held its breath. This was no ordinary interruption. Sources close to the royal household later revealed that a sealed letter had been delivered to the cathedral in the middle of the ceremony, an urgent message so significant that protocol demanded it be acknowledged immediately. What was inside the letter has never been fully revealed to the public, but what followed made clear that it was not trivial. Leonor and her groom stepped aside briefly, disappearing behind the carved wooden doors of the sacristy. Guests murmured, confused and anxious. The cameras stayed fixed on the altar, but microphones captured nothing. For nearly 7 minutes, the entire cathedral was silent, the air heavy with suspense. When Leonor returned, her face was serene but visibly emotional. She took her groom's hand and nodded to the archbishop, signaling the ceremony would continue. But those who knew her well say her expression had changed, not just the smile, but the look in her eyes. There was resolve there now, a quiet intensity. The vows resumed, and the couple was pronounced husband and wife, but the energy in the cathedral had shifted. What had just happened? That question became the subject of endless speculation. Some said the letter contained a warning, a threat that had to be handled immediately. Others believed it was news of a serious event outside the cathedral, something that required the attention of the king and queen. A few even whispered that it was personal, a last-minute revelation connected to the royal family itself. Whatever it was, Leonor's decision to continue the wedding sent a clear message: duty first. This moment, though brief, became one of the most talked about events in modern royal history. Not because it disrupted the ceremony, but because of the way Leonor handled it, with composure, courage, and grace under unimaginable pressure. To understand why this was so significant, we must look at Leonor's journey up to this day. She was not just a bride. She was a future queen. Every step she had taken, her education abroad, her military training, her careful public appearances, had been designed to prepare her for moments exactly like this. Moments when the weight of the crown would press heavily on her shoulders, and she would have to decide not just as a woman, but as a sovereign. Those who watched the wedding in person said that what happened after the interruption was even more beautiful than what came before. Leonor's speech during the reception was filled with heartfelt gratitude, but also a striking call for unity, resilience, and hope. It was as if the mysterious event had deepened her resolve to serve her country, to lead not just as a monarch but as a symbol of stability. By the end of the evening, the earlier tension seemed almost forgotten. The royal couple appeared on the balcony, waving to the cheering crowds, their smiles radiant. But observers noticed something subtle. Leonor kept her groom's hand clasped tightly, as if drawing strength from his presence. The mystery was never officially solved, but it became part of the legend of the day. For some, it turned the wedding into a fairy tale with an edge, a reminder that even in moments of joy, history has a way of intruding. For others, it was a powerful symbol that Leonor is ready for anything, even the unexpected. As the night deepened, Madrid lit up with celebrations. Fireworks exploded in the sky, casting reflections on the palace windows. Inside, Leonor danced with her new husband, her parents, and even with Infanta Sofia, her sister, who had been her constant support through the day's twists and turns. By morning, the narrative had shifted. No longer was the story just about an enchanting royal wedding, it was about a bride who faced mystery, uncertainty, and potential crisis, and still carried the day with dignity. This moment may well define Leonor's reign one day. Not the dress, not the music, not the glittering jewels, but the choice she made to keep moving forward when the world seemed to stop. For Spain, this wedding was not just about romance. It was about resilience. It was a promise that no matter what challenges lie ahead, political, personal, or even mysterious, the crown will endure. And for the world watching, it was a reminder that behind the crown, behind the ceremony, is a young woman who has stepped fully into her destiny. Princess Leonor's wedding was enchanting, but it will be remembered as the day she proved she could face the unexpected and still walk forward, carrying her country with her.